going, and we'll get started with this league. All right, so second league. First one ran through pretty quickly. So second one, we're running some Grixis Shadow. Tuesday, we ran a Gurmag Angler build with Expressive Iteration, went 4-1. Today, we're running a Lurrus build with Iteration, only one iteration. But the idea here is to take advantage of Lurrus being such a powerful option as a companion by cutting things like Gurmag Angler, Street Wraith, and adding in Scourge of the Skyclaves, more Drown in the Locks, more Lightning Bolt effects, Lavamancer, Seal of Fire, since we get to cut Thought Scour as well. And just going a little lower to the ground. We've got 4 Lightning Bolt plus the 4 push, Seal of Fire and Grim Lavamancer for like our spot removal, 4 Stubborn Denial, 3 Drown in the Lock for our counter spells. Drown can also be a removal spell in a lot of situations. 1 Expressive Iteration, a little bit of a late game grindy card advantage type card. 2 Snapcaster Mages, 4 Shadows, 4 Scourges, 2 Teamer Battle Rages. In the sideboard, we've got 2 copies of Ceremonious Rejection and 2 Pillages for the Tron decks. 2 Terminate as unconditional removal for like Stormwing Entity, Titans, things like that. 2 Nihil Spellbomb for Grave Hate, an EE, and 2 Kozilek's Return for the Go Wide decks and sweeper effects. 2 K Command for the Artifact Hate plus the Grind Factor, and a Kroxa, really great in the Shadow Mirrors, really great against Control, plus anything that goes long. So this is what we're running this league with. And let's get it kicked off. Okay. Up away. Alright. See, Ramo just got off work, ordered Hex Drinkers last evening. Well, we got another trophy with Hex Drinkers in our first league today before you got on, so Hex Drinkers great. Urabito had to challenge me. He'll come in with those little snarky comments every now and then and throw down the gauntlet. Stolen Realms, got a bail, catch the rest later. Till next time, appreciate you stopping around and hanging out. Thanks so much. Hope you have a awesome rest of your evening. Any changes to the Jun list today? I don't think there were any major changes. Let me see. We played against a really weird, like, list of decks today. Yeah, nothing major. Just kind of like messing around with sideboard cards like Shadow of Doubt. I always play a lot of bounce spells. Usually a decent number of like Vapor Snags, yeah. Those can mess you up if you're not careful. Alright, Flooded Strand. Let's get down Lavamancer. Check out the VOD later. Sounds good. Also a good time to plug in our YouTube link if you're ever wanting to check out full leagues at a time and place of your choosing. We do upload all of our individual leagues to YouTube. You can go on here, find a match, timestamp everything so you can see exactly what we play against, how the league went, if there's any notable cards that we're testing, it's in the title. Yeah, that's just the Control Freak on YouTube. Link in chat right now, and about it, I guess. J. Thomas Moore, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome, awesome Thursday wherever you're at in the world. Oh, we up against just Esper control. My guess, at least, is this is Esper control. Pretty horrendous matchup for us. We are Toxin. Thank you so much for the follow as well. I hope you're having an awesome Thursday. Appreciate y'all coming and hanging out. It feels like Esper control. Enough snag to make Angler version a bit harder to play with than the Lurrus one. I mean, it's kind of a tough question to answer, because on one side, yes, there's a lot of prowess running around, but I don't think you want to make your deck choice solely off of the fact that prowess exists. Like, I think it's important to remember that there are other variants running around, or other decks running around, I should say. Can you unfollow someone you're sub to? I would assume so. If you're planning on testing that out on me, then I guess we'll know. All right. Snag can be stubbed. Gurmag plays 4 stubs. Snags can be stubbed, but you also gotta fight through the burn spells and everything else. So as much as I would like to say you can just hold on to the stub forever.
A lot of people feel like they have a book in them, or they have
should have cast the iteration first.
no idea. And you can sit around and talk about that all you want. But until it is actually reality, it doesn't count.
Gonna gift Pedro a sub so he couldn't unfollow. That's an expensive way to keep somebody from unfollowing. I feel like we could just ask him to not unfollow. First Gurmag's 1 CMC, the second's usually not. Depends how many copies of Grizzly Salvage you're running, right? That's usually the determining factor.
You know, I mean, when I was younger, I don't know how many songs I half wrote, but never quite finished, and never finished recording, or never even started recording. And no one knows that those songs existed.
Add Lurrus.
So it kind of doesn't count until you finish it and then put it out into the world.
Like, I think Bench is a living testament to the idea that if you run enough Grizzly Salvages, you can cast Gurmags for 1 consistently.
Onto all of these old works. And I think if you want to grow as any sort of creative person, you need to finish things.
All right, that's 2 go for the throats, a fatal push, and a mana leak. How much more do we think our opponent has? And why is it more than we can deal with? Another mana leak. You're trying to Archmage's Charm.
That cliche of art is not finished, it's abandoned. Yes, it can always be better.
I would love to have a Mishra's Bauble in my graveyard if this somehow resolves.
Otherwise, you're just the guy talking about your art. You're not.
But alas, I do not.
Get better by doing it.
This is what we got.
Learning from that process, and moving on to the next thing.
3 more just to guess. At least 3 more, right? Maybe like 7 more. Maybe opponent's like a magician in their spare time, and they're just like pulling removal spells out of a hat. It's like, oh, how deep does the hat go? Another Fatal Push? Another Drown in the Lock? Another Archmage's Charm? Like... I'm gonna snap Iteration. And ain't nobody gonna tell me otherwise until they counter this. Wait. That was almost good. All right, Shadow on top. We've got a threat. Kind of. Like a 48% threat. Are they gonna race us? Oh baby. Oh baby, a triple. All right, chat. I believe. They're just like sitting on 12 Archmage's Charms, like waiting for our shadows. Fatal Push. Okay. I have no intention of countering like removal if I can avoid it. You think Modern is past the point where Celestial Colonnade can be in the format? I don't think so. I think a lot of it kind of comes down to like, are there enough things that you want Celestial Colonnade against? And if there are, which I think a lot of decks can say there probably are, you just have to be okay with like hedging against everything else. Like, I guess what I mean is there's a lot of aggressive creature decks in Modern. And if you're beating those with your control deck, then I think like Colonnade's a fine finisher. Alright, I'm gonna drown this Snapcaster. Just a strong card for so long and now it's gone. I mean, is it really gone? Like, I agree it's not, like, format warping or anything at the moment. But I think a lot of it just comes from like blue-white control not really being in the best spot at the moment. Smoked Hostage, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome Thursday so far. Also enjoy the sub. I guess I would say I don't think Celestial Colonnade is bad. I think the decks that want access to something like Celestial Colonnade aren't in the best place in general. Come on, cast that big Teferi. The Discipline. Got an island on top of their library. There's like no way they're just sitting here with a bunch of lands in hand, right? Third Snapcaster. Guys go. Alright. We'll scoop it up to Esper Charm. Like, we're already not winning the race against the Spirit token. So I definitely don't think we're winning the race against the token plus a couple more cards. Or a couple cards deeper in their deck. Bring in a Pillage because it's like better than Fatal Push. Oh man, thanks. Just curious, haven't seen it much. Yeah, I think it's just like the blue-white control decks not being very popular. Blue-white or the new white evoke creature. All right, what do we got here? Solitude. 3/2 flash lifelink enters the battlefield, exile up to one other target creature. That creature's controller gains life equal to its power. Holy. They made Swords to Plowshares on an evoke creature. Dude. Why? Why do you think this is something Modern needs? Why? Oh, man. So, before anybody says anything or asks or wonders, yes, we are still going to play Death Shadow after Modern Horizons 2. Why? No idea. Couldn't tell you anymore. But we're going to play it. Am I going to be miserable every step of the way? Maybe. Like, we already got to deal with this. How much worse is it for us if they replace Vendilion Click with Solitude? Let's be real here. Alright. come back here. ETB, exile up to one other target creature. That creature's controller gains life equal to its power. So, this automatically kills all shadows, Scourge of the Skyclaves. If it hits a Tarmogoyf, it probably makes the next Shadow or Scourge uncastable. Whenever an opponent casts their first non-creature spell each turn, draw a card unless that player pays X, where X is Esper Sentinel's power. That's really cool. Ooh, Old Border Archmage's Charm. Oh, man. I mean, bad Mystic Remora, yeah, but it's like Mystic Remora that decks like Taxes are pretty thrilled about. Also just really solid with like Ranger Captain of Eos. And even Stub Solitude, right? There's got to be some card coming out that stops this whole evoke thing, right? Alright, I think I'm just going to go ahead and draw a card. Disapprove. Oh yeah, disapproves like the blue enchantment that things lose abilities and you draw a card. I guess that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But like, you also have to remember that a card like this, they can evoke on turn 1, no problem. They can also just hard cast it later. So it's not like they only get one copy of this.
I get disturbed when I see these press reviews. You may have seen a lot of them that refer to so-and-so upcoming producer is hitting the charts or is on the scene. They're written all the same way.
Can't stub this. Not Solitude. Solitude's a creature. Evoke creature.
These are the drums you need for your chart hits, yo.
Yeah.
And being consumer is not problematic in itself.
Who are we targeting?
But falling into these traps
Target me.
that is not you.
So I'm going to have you discard kill Vendilion Click. Somebody said it earlier, they're probably going to see a lot more like grindy shadow decks. And that's probably not far off. Shadow decks that just like have to play more Croxes and stuff like that. Alright, let's take the Archmage's Charm, say go. Their hand is River of Tears, go for the throat to Fairy Unknown.
You may see yourself making
Shadow with 20 lands.
have an accidental hit.
Hold up.
They step out there and they're like, wow, I didn't know that, and then they'll shift towards that
20 lands.
What you may succeed at, what people may love
First
most
place.
about you.
5-0 list here.
How you see yourself.
20 lands. There's a pattern of brewing here. We're just kind of like praying they bricked a turn here, right? Play Shadow, Drowning Lock, go for the throat, Soft Stub to Fairy. Oh, 20 lands is good. Okay. That's fair. I've been liking 20 lands. In Jund, not so much in Grixis, but... Alright, just go land big to Fairy. One time, opponent. I need this. Give me a fetch land. Not quite. You in fact have to be prepared to double stub a big Teferi. It's 2-for-1 for them. Also need to think, is this better 2-for-1? Delay the second Shadow, which Shadow player can easily play around. See, like, I just wouldn't say easily play around. Because if I'm sitting here with like a Scourge and a Shadow and they get to hit my Scourge and exile both of them, if I'm at a higher life total or something like that, then it really starts dropping in power very quickly. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do is... I'm bolting myself, or am I lava manning myself? So if I bolt myself, I'm hitting for 5. They're down to 8, 5 next turn. If I lava man myself, hitting for 4, down to 9. Lava man down to 7 plus bolt is lethal next turn. I'm just gonna take the 2 and bolt myself when they Vantress. Or lava man myself, I should say. Alright, what have I missed? If you ever played Shadow and Legacy, Plow is never easy to play around. I've played Shadow and Legacy, and you are correct on that one. Like, what I'm saying is, it's really rough to say we should just play around something. Like, how many times with this deck can we not afford to play around something? How many Solitudes and Skyclave Apparitions should I sign and send to you? As long as they've got nice little chunks missing like that, we're good. You can send me as many of those as you want. Just make them not playable first. So you're drawing into what? Another Teferi. Can't cast both of them. I just need to bolt this. Get my 5 damage in here. Stub this. That should give us a win here. Only deck I see that can play this is Taxes and Mono White. And like every control deck ever, right? You've got 1 mana, exile a creature on like turn 1, 2, 3, get rid of a planeswalker or something dead later. And then later on just hard cast it and exile another thing. Like, you don't care about their life total. Hard cast it, bounce it with Teferi, hard cast it again. Let's see. Alright, am I chaining anything for game 3? I don't think so. Solitary Confinement just dropped. Shardless Agent on its way anytime now. Sterling Grove. Oh, man. These are getting intense now. Nev Disc. Old Border Ranger Captain, Old Border Urza are pretty sweet. Solitary Confinement's good. Sterling Grove is nuts. This is a weird set to be around for. God, this set's so weird. Their hand's not great. Taking Charms. Two for one is a 2 for 1. Cannot take that out. So I think we're just having like a big fundamental disagreement here. Like a 2 for 1 is a 2 for 1, yes. But when that 2 for 1 takes our pressure off the board, takes away Stubborn Denial as a card that we can play, like pairs perfectly up their curve into resolving a Teferi or whatever else. It's just got so much more value than like just being a 2 for 1, right? I'm just taking push here. Try to make him snap push on his turn. But I mean, like, when they're 2-for-1ing, if they're discarding a 5-mana planeswalker like a big Teferi that just didn't matter anyway, I don't even know if I'd really call that a 2-for-1. See, I'd say their win con is not letting us kill them. Like, eventually they'll find something if we're not able to pressure them. Heliod already pushed Shadow from the format, and that makes it... Talking about Sterling Grove? Like, I don't play anything in my 75 that targets Heliod. And I feel like I win... Actually, I know for a fact I win that matchup, like, 60+% of the time. This is the time I lose to blue-white because of big Teferi embleming. We have very different matches against blue-white then. I'm pretty sure most of the matches I lose to blue-white are just like Snapcaster beats or Teferi value games. We've got Cryptic, Polluted Delta. Let's cast a Shadow. Bench, are you just saying that, like, the Teferi emblem is the thing that actually ends the game? Not the Teferi being on the board for however many turns? Because, like, personally, I would hard argue that the game is over way before that Teferi emblem matters. Just, if you choose to keep playing under the assumption that you're gonna get out of it, then that's kind of like personal choice, right? Alright, so we've got stub enabled. They had one scry with Vantress. They scried one to the top. Which could mean this is like a verdict. Nope. Thank you for playing. One-0. Not the matchup I really want to see. Want to see round one, but super glad to take it down. That was a pretty sweet match. I gotta like sit here and keep refreshing the spoiler page over here and make sure I'm not missing anything. All right, what do we got for round two? Bad hand, that's what. We're excited about checking for spoilers. MagicSpoilers.com. Looks something like this. Enchantress's presence. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, draw a card. Oh boy, we got Enchantress coming to Modern now. Back-to-back blue-white control. Good times. Good times. Back-to-back Esper control. Or good times. Alright. Let's see how good or bad this shadow draw is. I forgot to put days in the set. I need days so badly. So badly. Like, Wizards, you owe me this. All these Esper players coming out preparing for counterspell. Is this a Lurrus deck? Just Esper control with Lurrus? That's fine. Like a green days, green gets everything else anyway. That'd be pretty sick. A green days. Days of summer. Jabber, thank you so much for the follow. I hope you're having an awesome Thursday morning, evening, afternoon, Friday morning, whatever time it is, wherever you're at in the world. I think I covered all the bases there. Days of Mana Tithe. I'll take magic cards that would make me cry for 200, Alex. Are you gonna let me bolt myself? You are. Got him. Like, I think this game here is a pretty good example of how one piece of interaction can kind of shut down everything that we've got going on. Like, no, we're not dead yet, but I've got 2 Scourges in hand that I can't do anything with, or I could have had a Shadow in hand that I couldn't do anything with, all because they had interaction for my Thoughtseize. So, like, I can sit here and keep playing until they have a Teferi or Teferi emblem, but I'm dead. And maybe there's like 2% of games where I'm able to draw hot enough to get out of that, but realistically, we did. Outside of that small sub-fraction of games, which chat would scream at me if I played towards. I mean, maybe you're right in that 2 for 1 themselves is enough to get us out of it, but I have a very difficult time seeing that being the case. But we'll just have to wait and see how it plays out, right? Dragon Lover less than 3. Quick, name any card in Magic and I'll add it to my cube. Dragon Master Outcast. One mana, 1/1 from, I believe, Zendikar Worldwake. 1 mana, 1/1 from Worldwake. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 6 or more lands, make a 5/5 red dragon token. That's my card. I named it. It happened. It's already in your cube? Okay, quick second card. I'm gonna go with Vendetta. Ooh, Steven coming in with the Hidetsugu's second right. Good call. Dragon Lover, you're very welcome. Hope it helps. Glittering Wish. Banding. We're getting crazy over here. Just for like a Kaya Orzhov Usurper. So are we assuming that our opponent has found a black source? Yep. All right. Any cards that I like for Shadow, like out of the new set? Nothing too crazy. There's like some okay cards, but nothing's just like, oh my god, we have to be playing this. But I think like the Territorial Kavu is kind of like one of the cards that I think is the most likely to have a chance at being in a Shadow list. Yep. He played for 5-0. And Heliod, damn man, can't trophy for shit. This season, 1,000,000 4-1s. I mean, Heliod's a pretty good one. Oh, Ben, did I not update the title? You're right. Good call. Alright, so the last card's an Archmage's Charm, right? We just call this Jun Blue, right? Yep. Alright, opponent, need a big whiff out of you this turn. Them not adding Lurrus to their hand is terrifying. Yep. Scourge seems difficult in this list. It's not great, that's for sure. It's way less consistent than like Jund is. Alright. We're gonna scoop it up here for the sake of content. But we just like don't have a good secondary threat. Crooks is always so unimpressive to me. I just don't want to play it. And I think if you're planning on playing Grixis, like the Gurmag Anglers are probably better right now. Let's see, Jab Jabber, how are you liking this deck? This one's okay. Like, obviously it's a lot better if you're not just running into every control deck in the format. Sprite Dragon. I've tried Sprite Dragon a while ago, and like, it doesn't really fit my play style, so I usually stay away from it. But I know players like Aspiring Spike have had success with it. So I can't say it's like a bad choice or anything like that. Lurrus Rock. It looks like a Lurrus rock, and it sounds like a Lurrus rock. Am I bolting myself to get down a shadow? I'm gonna begrudgingly say yes. And feel really rewarded if they play a Tarmogoyf here. That's fine as well. This is great. Absolutely. Conan, I love you. And I don't know if that was your only option, but I have to assume there were others. All right. Next drinker plus removal. Got a trophy or an abrupt decay. We take those. All right. The rock. The old rock. All of you are great. Everything else is meh. Dub gets a lot worse, especially after we see main board abrupt decay. Like, they don't have Liliana to the Veil. It takes a bit of our stub targets away. But opponent playing that spell bomb turn 2 and cracking it just like gave the hard all clear. Maybe if they'd had like removal into main board damnation, that would have sucked. But alas, they didn't. They didn't. It's all good. Alright, what do we got, deck? Something good. But yeah, as far as Grixis goes, I liked the list that Michael sent us yesterday, or Tuesday. The OG Grixis with Expressive Iteration list. That one felt pretty good. So opponent on the play mulligans to 6. That's great for us. Don't fail me, bro. Said don't do that. And it's clearly not fantastic with directions. Am I just killing this Tarmogoyf? Just get a Scourge down here. They want to hit me with a Goyf, that's fine. Yeah, Michael's list felt bad in leagues, to be honest. I had a 4-1, and then my opponent started playing Magic. I mean, like, our one loss with it Tuesday was to Lantern Control. Just like a matchup that I'm never even going to consider playing around to any noticeable effect. I always love those, like, no, I'm not going to attack. Like, I don't want to attack into a Death Shadow. Alright. You do you. I feel like opponents typically think that, like, not attacking to turn on Death Shadow is, like, hurting more than it is. Like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna stop them from doing anything by not attacking here. Alright. My hand sucked. You're giving me time to draw out of it. Heartless act. Right? Needed a land. At a lot of points in this game. Get Mountain. Turn Scourge, you discard. I had a game yesterday where I didn't draw my second land until I was 30 cards deep. That's a lot of cards deep to be looking for a second land. Alright. We're going to level this up, or we're going to play the Lurrus. Lurrus is played. Probably should have just stubbed that, right? Timon Vanderberg on YouTube. I love getting these YouTube notifications. I guess technically we've got like a draw step. I don't think we're... Never mind. Alright. Anything we're changing up? Not really. Play around Veil of Summer better. Play around not drawing third land better. Easy. Anything new spoiled in the last like 10 minutes? Does not look like it. Would have scooped way before I found out it was 30 deep. Right. Oh, by the loosest of definitions. That was lands and spells and stuff. The old 0-1 Tarmogoyf trick, eh? Not on my watch. I'm just gonna play around Veil here. Not every day you get to bolt a Tarmogoyf. Let's go Shadow into hand. Urge on the bottom, stub into exile. There's a lot of cards you can't cast right now. Sure is a lot of cards I'd like to have a third land for. We found that third land, maybe we can make something happen. But on the bright side, opponent missed their third land drop as well, so maybe that means we're even. Tied right now. They didn't find it, which means maybe they're forced into, like... Never mind. I was gonna say maybe they're forced into, like, aggressively popping this spell bomb. Hiya. Something, something. Now this is pod racing. On a field of ruin me. That's the plan here. Okay. You got it. Come on, Tarmogoyf pass. Come on, Tarmogoyf pass. Assassin's Trophy is fine. Don't want to add Lurrus to my hand. If they're just sitting over there on like an Inquisition or Thoughtseize or something, then I just like wasted my Lurrus. I probably will flash in a Snapcaster end of turn. Scourge just felt pretty stuck in our hand a lot. I mean, it's kind of that way with, like, most Shadow variants. It's just with the non-Grixis builds, you can kind of push through damage here and there. Like, having access to something like Hex Drinker on turn 1 is a huge advantage to Jund. Where we're sitting here kind of like dirtling around a bit. Like, I'm sure their hand just has to be sitting there with like a whole bunch of removal spells or something of the effect. Unless they just got like a dozen Assassin's Trophies in hand. Alright. I would bet so much money that they've got some kind of hand disruption spell for this. Do they just have a bunch of Veil of Summers? Is that what we're doing here? Rogues doesn't have that issue either. I mean, Rogues also has like 4 Soaring Thought Thieves and 4 Thieves Guild Enforcers. Like, it's got 8 guys that you can get out in the first turn or 2 that just like help push through. I'm so confused as to what they have in their hand. Like, they've got 4 cards. Are they just sitting on like 4 more fatal pushes? Yeah, it has to be removal. There's no reason for them not to be playing lands if they've got them. How many removal spells do you think you need for this match? Alright, there's Lurrus. Okay. Now we can start doing things. Now we can like snap K command and all the fun stuff. Turn Snapcaster, you discard a card. They did have a land? Why are they not playing their lands? Fatal push this. Got it. 3 Assassin's trophies. I could... I could Lurrus. What? Okay. I think this should probably be enough to help, like, clear the way. So, Abrupt Decay EE. Abrupt Decay EE. Might just snap. Thought Seizing. Yeah. We'll take the Abrupt Decay. Why do we take their Lurrus with 3 removal spells in hand? Oh, we don't care that they have 3 removal spells. Like, we've got Lurrus and the ability to buy stuff back. And now they can't EE for more than 2. So we know Lurrus is gonna live. Like, we don't want to deal with them having Lurrus. Like, Lurrus is just their biggest value piece in hand by a pretty wide margin. So. Guess with 3 removal spells, I figured them getting a 2-for-1 doesn't matter much. I mean, like, can we deal with them having a 2-for-1? Yes. Do I have to play around giving them a 2-for-1? No. Like, I can just play the 1-for-1 game from now until the end of time, and, like, I'm completely fine with that. So, like, why give them a chance to make something out of it when I can just take that chance to begin with? Oh man, Steph Jad. Alright, what am I writing in chat? Steph says hi, chat. So, playing this a little bit blind. Eldrazi Tron. All right. Call him a dingus or something. I'm not gonna call him a dingus. I just said this is neither Shadow nor Bring to Light. Did I see the 7th trophy? Yeah, we trophied with Jun Shadow, the league before this. Power plant's gone. So hoping for the old third land, tap for 1. I'm just inquisitioning here. I am. What's the best iteration of Shadow right now? Don't we have a command for that? Forgot what it was. Long story short, the best iteration of Shadow is not a straightforward answer, because like how I play something like Jund Shadow is different from how you're going to play or anybody else is going to play Jund Shadow. So if I say Jund Shadow is the best variation, it's Hop Deck the Mine. If I say Jund Shadow is the best variation, it could be that's based on how I would play the deck, but it doesn't translate to how you would play the deck. I'm pretty sure I'm losing to this Ugin pretty horribly. Yep. So, long story short, the best variation of Shadow is whichever one you are having the best success with at the moment. Which I know sounds like a cop-out answer. I guess to an extent it kind of is. But that's just how it is. Like, my variation of Shadow that I have the most success with isn't going to be the same as yours, and so on and so on. And like, I feel bad giving that answer because it's not really an answer, right? It's just like I don't have a good way of answering. Like, I can say, oh, I've been winning a lot with Jund Shadow recently. It doesn't necessarily mean Jund's the best variation, just means I've been winning with it. But look at our league from earlier. We played against like mono blue Tron and green blue tokens and something else. So like, how representative is that? I think I really want to terminate. Warping Whale, Walking Ballista. Take a Warping Whale. Guys, sorry about spoilers at all today. Some, a little bit, minor amounts. Other thought, not. Alright, so the hope is if I can find one more red or black source, I can get back this Croxa. I'm supposed to just add Lurrus to my hand here. Yeah. Figured y'all were high-fiving over that. I don't know if high-fiving over it's quite what I would call that. Or like me over here screaming my head off because that card's legal. Or going to be legal. Alright, so let's go Bolt the Ballista. And Thought Not, Unknown. My goal here is just to get to land to get back Croxa. Matter Reshaper. Come on, Croxa land. Hey. Let's go. You. Sack you. Red. Red. Now we get to have Stubborn Denial up for a while. One Thought Knot's down. I do know there's still 2 more Thought Knot Seers. Yeah, I think I am cracking in. Am I attacking with Lurrus? No. Thought Knot down. We're gonna Teamer Battle Rage this here Croxa. Flip him into an expedition map. God, words are tough. I do have another Watery Grave this can get. I think I'm just going to cast Croxa here to like try to guarantee that I'm ending the game next turn. Not cast another Croxa, cast Scourge. Yeah, there's some cards spoiled today that are pretty okay against Death Shadow. Alright, so Tron's online. Now, one of their cards is a Thought Knot Seer. Do not know the other two. Other two. Thought Knot, or Urza's Mine, Unknown. I would like to say no to that one. On to game 3. By making any major changes. On the draw, I don't think so. Today's been like the day of Tron and Esper control, right? Or Tron and Blue-White X control. Big no on that one. Alright. It's not great, but it answers Chalice on turn 2. That's a big part to keep in mind. Eldrazi Temple. Alright. I'm going to pass this turn so I can stub a Chalice. If I cast the Thoughtseize and he's got like double Chalice, I just lose on the spot. So if I play it this way and stub a Chalice, then I can untap, Thoughtseize away the other, play a Shadow. Map always does. Let's take the map. Down Shadow, play Bauble. They go. I'm gonna Bauble on his turn in case there's a Thought Not Seer on top. You can have access to Tron next turn if you would like it. Could also get a Blast Zone. So close. So close. I feel like Solitude should have been a Path to Exile rather than a Swords. Probably. But at the same time, like, I get them making that effect because to most decks, it's not exactly a downside, right? It's just we're a little biased because it is a downside against us. Fetch land one time. Alright, so I'm just pillaging one of these. Using up my one time during a random league. I mean, guilty. I know he has. So he's got all his dust, second power plant unknown. I think next turn I'm gonna start attacking. Three, 4, 5. Still not to all his dust mana. What are we getting here? Hit the bridge. Okay. One more fetch land. Game is too easy, right? Let's go. K command, shoot the reshaper, make him discard. This gets to resolve before the Matter Reshaper flip happens. Discard an extra Temple. Draw a Warping Wave. That's fine. We're going to attack down Karn. See, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I playing out the second Shadow or am I holding up Stubborn Denial? I'm not planning on Stubborn Denying the bridge anyway. Is Stream Decker not working? It does this weird little thing where it just like leaves the channel midstream. And you gotta like go tell it to rejoin. So now it should work. And I like don't know it's left until somebody types it up. Mine is on top. Mine's always on top. Alright. He's got the mine and all his dusts. I can K command back a Shadow anyway. So I feel like he's pretty locked into ensnaring bridge here. God, no, no. God. All right. We can Thoughtseize, but we can't, or no, we can attack with both because of K command. We can't Warping Whale here, so we take all his dust. We get to attack with both because he has to block because of K command. Please, no Reality Smasher. Please, no Reality Smasher. It looks like a victory for the home team. So we'll go destroy bridge, 2 to you. You got a Warping Whale, which can't do anything here. GG's. Hopefully Jad hops in here. That was a good game. I didn't think that was gonna be that close. Like, both sides having some pretty good rips down the stretch.
Remember all the happy times we had.
3, 2, 1, and there he is. What did we lose to? We lost to Esper control. Or like Esper, Lurrus, splashing green for glittering wish, and yeah. We'll just say Esper control. I'm gonna hate myself for this hand. Come on, mono red, bolt yourselves. Come on, mono red, bolt yourselves. Tron into Eldrazi Tron. That Thoughtseize was sick. That Thought Not Seer was sick. Like, those were some rips coming down the stretch off both sides. And of course, play against you and then immediately queue right back up into it. Like, where were these hands against you? You were over there ripping natural Tron like it's going out of style. Taking the Thought Not Seer there because I feel like there's a pretty decent chance if I want to have any way of winning, I'm probably going to have to add Lurrus to my hand. Also, why is he not playing the Matter Reshaper? Did I miss something? Why didn't you do that last turn? Whole nother attack. Alright, so the plan here is I can take this 8 between the Matter Reshaper and the Reality Smasher, untap, attack with Lurrus, gain 3 back, play Scourge. He's got to have his stops like all kind of messed up. He just like skipped through combat with a Matter Reshaper or a Reality Smasher in hand. After he skipped through turn 2, like. Alright, so like Eldrazi Temple, I'm fine flipping him into. Let's give him that. Like, it's just more mana for somebody that's already got all the mana in the world. Play Scourge. Something Mike's paid actors. Shut up. I'm supposed to tell everybody. They know it's premeditated. Don't know. Come on, Smasher. Come on, Smasher. And delete all the lands. You got a bunch of those. Either a Smasher. There's no way you're passing through the turn here. Dude. What are you doing? So I bolt them and they're dead to... Alright, let's think math. I bolt them in Battle Rage. Bolt grows Scourge up to a 6/6. They're at 14. First strike damage hits. Deals 6, puts them down to 8. Second strike is 9. No, it's more than that. Second strike is 11. Yeah, we're good. Oh yeah, Scourge isn't getting through. That's fine. It might not after they skipped their turn twice and like didn't play Smasher or... Am I doing anything with this? Is this just like them trying not to crack Blast Zone? What is this person doing? No clue. Y'all are confused. I'm just as confused. Like block and sack it to blow up Scourge or something? Did they just sack to put a counter on Blast Zone? Can I kill them here? I don't think so. I don't think I can kill them. Like, if I Battle Rage, if I bolt them... Or yeah, I do. I bolt them and Battle Rage Scourge, right? Bolt them, puts them down to 14. Battle Rage for 6, puts them down to 8. And then 8 puts them dead. So, yeah. So bolt you. Battle Rage, Scourge. Now I've got this Stubborn Denial up too. So first strike damage goes through. And second strike damage goes through. What on earth just happened? Like, I'm over here living in 2021. My opponent over here in like 4021 is just, I don't know what. Must have paid this guy a lot. I mean, I'm about to go check my bank account because, like, good lord. Played the same dude. Hey, had he had the same bad hands against me, like he had, his hand wasn't bad though. His hand was like turn 2 Chalice or Mattery Shaper, turn 3 Thought Knot, turn 4 Smasher with a Blast Zone. Like, his hand was great. It's just turn 2, he just passed instead of playing Mattery Shaper. And turn 3, he should have played Thought Knot, but I thought seized it. And he played a Mattery Shaper that should have already been out. And turn 4, he didn't play a Reality Smasher. He just held up Blast Zone and, like, I don't know. Like, I am beyond explanation there. Alright. We just main phase iterationing. I think so. Alright, so Bloodstained Mire in the hand, Stubborn Denial on the bottom, Stubborn Denial of Exile. Oh, man. He knows I'm hurting for play points. Yeah, I need play points. Please, please, opponent, get me those sweet, sweet play points. Only got 7,500 of them. That's like a lead, maybe 2. Takes my Scourge. Okay. Add Lurrus. After that game 1, I'm gonna make him kill it or kill me. Like, anything's possible here, right? I can Lurrus plus Bobble next turn. Yeah, I ain't afraid of no Smasher. Alright. So what happened? Somewhere between game 1 and game 2, he like figured out how to play his deck. Game 1 is just like, I I don't know, the cards are there and they're not there, and the stuff and the things and the happening, and in game 2 he's just like, yeah, we're about to wreck this fool. Alright. Stereotypical, this could be anything hand. I tried E for Chalice in these matchups. I have before. I don't think it's worth it. Alright, so we've got no way to get third Tron land. What is this hand? Taking a Warping Whale? That can potentially ramp him to a Smasher. Batterskull, is that a thing E-Tron is doing now? I've seen E-Tron run Batterskull before, but it's been a while. Alright, so they're drawing Waste this turn. They've got this plus Reality Smasher that I just accidentally clicked away. So this is play Shadow. Play Shadow, they go to Spatial Contortionate. I bolt myself. Is that what I'm doing? Sounds fine to me. Am I supposed to stubborn in all this? Batterskull, Spatial Contortion, Reality Smasher, Tectonic Edge, Waste. Alright. God, I don't want to stub a Warping Whale. I'm gonna get punished by like third Tron land off the top. Third Tron land, Batterskull. Go for the Spatial Contortion. If they had done that on my turn and I drew a fetch land, I would have just killed him. That's pretty fun. Alright, so this is attack with Shadow. Add Lurrus. They can get Tron land. Play batters. If they play Smasher and attack, they die. If they play Batter Skull, then I kill them with a fetch land. No swing in. So next turn, this is 4 to 5 to equip. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I know they've got a waste in hand. Like I'm. This is +4. Yeah, so I can swing with this Shadow. It could just be swing, see if they trade. And if they do, just Lurrus and replay Shadow. So if he has Tron land, and he goes Tron land, Batter Skull, equip to Smasher, swing, then I die if I don't have Lurrus out. So we're going to go with not dying to that. Blast Zone. Stubborn Denial? Nope. How you doing? Unmuted. Alright, so definitely taking this attack. Do I care that I'm dead to Walking Ballista here? No. I have to take this because of Blast Zone. So Blast Zone, cast Batter Skull. No. I've done that like first main phase. Like now you're just stuck if I've got a Stubborn Denial. No. No, you're not passing the turn here. You did. You actually passed the turn. You mad lad. Sometimes opponents give you an absolute gift of a match. And this is it. This is my absolute gift of a match. Alright, so I want to let them equip, or let them play this. I don't care about the Batter Skull itself. Why didn't you thoughts use the Batter Skull? Because ultimately I don't care about the Batter Skull. Like, Batter Skull's not killing me. Like, the number of times that Shadow in general will lose to this card is 1 in a million. Alright, 4-1. But at the time, like, my best route to victory was getting out on the board, which means I needed to slow him down for a turn while I set up. So I took Warping Whale to prevent him from being able to just, like, make scions and power out stuff. Don't open chests. Alright? Unless somebody redeems the channel point option, then I have to. Obligated by law. Alright. Grix is coming in with a 4-1. What did I think about that league? Scourge looked really, really bad. Like, just not having a good 1-drop to enable it makes the difference with that card. It's phenomenal in Jund when you can have like 6 red 1-drops plus Hex Drinkers. But in Grixis, where you're relying on these bolt effects, it's just really subpar. Iteration. Usually when we saw it, we were like stuck on 2 lands and it didn't do anything for us. So less exciting about that one. Drowning Lock was okay. Stub was great. Not much else to say past that. Sideboard, we saw multiple rejection matchups. We just didn't see the rejections. Terminate, I don't think we saw. Kroxa was great. We saw it against Def Jad. K-Command was great. Village was pretty good. We didn't see any of the EE or Kozilek's Return go wide matchups. And I don't think Spellbomb did too much. So let's update our spreadsheet. So, 2-0 Eldrazi Tron. We played Blue White X Control twice. We won 1 and we lost 1. Then what was the last match? The Rock. Green Black Rock. Are we team open chest to make it not happen? I mean, that seems like a little extreme. But yeah, I think that if you're looking to play Expressive Iteration, which there's certainly a really big push to play like fire design cards right now, I would go with the old school Shadow Shell with the Wraiths and Gurmag Anglers, Thought Scours. Because just being able to play more stuff at 1 mana makes this card way, way, way better. The higher you get up the curve with like Scourge and Drowning Lock and stuff like that, the worse this card gets. So just remember that. Other than that, I thought the list was pretty sweet. I think it needs some